Welcome, friends. Greeting to One players and pro clubbers from all over the world. You are warmly invited inside the most prestigious venue in the whole of esports. This is the West Wing of the One Play esports spectrum, and the announcement we are about to make is big. And to give you an indication of how big, I've got 16 lots of hellos to get out the way. If you're watching in Kurdistan, it's Mahaba. To our friends in Malaysia, Selamat Petang. Yalla, if you are with us from Saudi Arabia, we have to say as well, hello, quite simply, to our friends like us who are watching in Singapore. If you're joining us from Oman, it's Assalam Alaikum. Sawadee Khap to our friends in Thailand, in Jordan. Great to have you with us too. It's Akla Feko in Indonesia, Selamat Malang. If you're watching in Brunei, Apa Khabar. It's going to be Lee Ho to our friends in Hong Kong and Taiwan. In Bangladesh, it is Namaskar. Myanmar, Mingalapa. In China, Ni Hao. In Vietnam, Xin Chao. And last but by no means least, how good is it to welcome a team from South Korea to our brand new Pro Club tournament. It's Anyong Haseo if you are watching in South Korea. And those 16 greetings represent the 16 nations that will make up the first ever for One Play Sports VPG Asian Cup. We're delighted to be building on the success of the recently concluded One Play Sports C Nations Cup. So let's wind you through the 60 nations that will be part of the action. It's Kurdistan, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia and Singapore making up pot 1. In pot 2, Oman, Thailand, Jordan and Indonesia. In pot 3, Brunei, Hong Kong. Fantastic to have Bangladesh with us, and of course Taiwan. And the fourth batch of seeds come from Myanmar. China, who'd have thought that? Country the size of China, but they're going to be maybe dangerous floaters in the bottom of some of the groups in the fourth seeded pots. And Vietnam along with South Korea. How on earth are Vietnam only seeded 4? We will find out, I'm sure, over the course of July when this great tournament takes place right here on One Play Sports. So we have our official 16 nations. Now we need an official draw. And look at this lineup. It's like an identity parade at a police station, this. Absolutely sensational. A man that needs no introduction. First off, from left to right, he's the godfather of gaming right here on One Play Sports. The notorious Nitin Nambiar. Next to him, great to have Jessel Parekh with us, our head of esports at One Play Sports. Many thanks for joining us, Jessel. And look how trendy he looks. He is the head of Asia for VPG Virtual Pro Gaming, our esteemed tournament director, Syed Youssef. And right at the end there, don't even know why he's here, quite frankly, after the performance Singapore put in the final of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup, the man known as The Rock. Give us the eyebrow, Rock. And quite frankly, Rob, what are you doing here? But I can't believe you've got the audacity to come in after Singapore's performance against Malaysia. Are you determined to put it right in this One Play Sports and VPG collaboration in the 2020 Asian Cup?
Yes, we're definitely looking forward to this tournament, and we're going to show the rest of Asia what we are all about.
And you'll obviously be coming out representing Singapore in pot 1, so you better make sure you don't draw the balls out in pot 1, just in the interest of fairness. Of the other nations you see, the other 12 nations you'll be paired up with the group stages, who worries you most? Particularly it surprises me to see Vietnam over there as bottom seeds. You probably wouldn't want to see Vietnam in your group, would you?
I think the team we are looking out for would be Kurdistan, because recently they've won the VPG World Cup.
Kurdistan,
Yep.
top seeds in our tournament alongside Malaysia, Saudi Arabia and Singapore in pot 1. I'll come to you next, Jessel, and I know you're very excited. You're new to the One Play Sports community and you've done a great job heading up the esports. We've seen the Bang Bang tournament, of course, following on for the success of the One Play Pro Club Challenge and the One Play Sports C Nations Cup, Jessel, but now we're going bigger and better.
Yeah, super exciting. The Asian Cup is going to be a massive undertaking for us, and with the partners as good as VPG, can't go wrong here. We're excited to have all the teams come out and participate, and we're ready for some quality football.
Great stuff, and don't forget to give the One Play Sports esports page a like and a follow to keep up to date with all the breaking esports news here on One Play Sports. And big man, I come to you last, but by no means least. Exciting stuff, Nitin. We had a great time over those 10 weeks of the Pro Club Challenge and the C Nations Cup, but really exciting for both of us, I know, as fans of Pro Club football, as The Rock has already mentioned, to see the likes of Kurdistan with us, Oman as well. This truly is a pan-Asian competition. Really exciting.
Yep, and I know it's fantastic to see that we are slowly upgrading. We started with the One Play Pro Club Challenge, which was just within 4 countries. We moved up to the C Nations Cup. And now we're back with the Asia Cup, so it's great to see the progress. The pro clubs community we're having in Asia, it's growing and it's fantastic to see.
And we obviously heard from the Rock. He told us about Kurdistan. They're going to be a team to fear in Pot 1. Who are your tips to go on and win this? Bearing in mind you tipped Singapore in the C Nations Cup. And look how that ended up. You've got to surely go against Singapore here. Who's going to win the 2020 VPG Asian Cup?
If my memory serves me correctly, Malaysia won, but you still had egg on your face. So not sure how that ended up. But in terms of who I'm looking forward to, Kurdistan, as The Rock mentioned, they are world champions. So they are definitely a team you have to look out for. Our C Nations Cup was won by Malaysia, so they are up there in terms of who my favorites are. But again, Vietnam, Pot 4.
It stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's
they are
strange.
definitely a team to watch out for. So, you know, lots of countries that we're familiar with and lots of countries that we're going to get familiar with over the coming weeks.
Really looking forward to it. Gentlemen, many thanks for joining us. Let us now begin the official draw for the VPG Asian Cup. And we start with the teams in Pot 4. That's Myanmar, China, Vietnam and South Korea. Jessel will be drawing the teams out of the fourth pot. This contains the bottom seeds, if you like, but as the boys have already mentioned, Vietnam, dangerous lurkers here. So Jessel, if you be so kind, our head of One Play Sports, the esports section will draw out the team that would occupy the fourth slot in Group A.
China.
Be fascinating to see how they get on. Many thanks, Jessel. China into Group A. And Jessel will now tell us who'll be occupying the fourth slot in Group B. So China first out. Is that a good omen for them? Who'll be second out here? Great to have our Chinese friends with us on One Play Sports.
South Korea.
South Korea. South Korea really giving this tournament a Pan-Asian feel. They go into Group B. In Group C, it's Myanmar. Myanmar go into Group C, which means, unless something's gone badly wrong, Jessel, the last name out is the name that everyone's going to wanting to be avoided in the group stages, because Vietnam performed well in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup, seeded in the fourth batch here.
Vietnam.
And then you have confirmation they will be in Group D. Jessel, many thanks indeed, and I'm sure, like us, you're very excited about what lies in store for this VPG Asian Cup. And I know we have other esports initiatives going on throughout the course of the calendar year, and people should check back on that One Play Esports Facebook page for all the announcements, yes?
Yes, definitely like, follow. Check out our One Play Esports page on Facebook as well on Instagram and Twitter. We've got amazing things coming up over the next few months, so if you're a big gamer and you're a sports fan, it's the perfect place for you. Come
Great
and hang
stuff.
out with us.
Many thanks, Jessel. Jessel has drawn out then the seeds in the fourth batch. We now turn our attention to the third batch of seeds. That's Brunei, Hong Kong, Bangladesh and Taiwan. So now let's find out who will be allocated to which group from the third batch of seeds in Pot 3. The notorious getting ready to do the business. Best of luck, Junitin. Could you reveal the team that will join China in Group A?
Sure. China will be facing in Group A. Hong Kong.
Oh, saucy. Big man, you've pulled out a big tie there.
I love
China
it.
and Hong Kong in Group A. How about Group B? Who will be joining South Korea in Group B?
Group B will have Taiwan.
Taiwan alongside South Korea in Group B. How about Group C, Nitin?
Sure. Okay, let's go for this one.
Still to come out here is
Group
Bangladesh and
C.
Brunei.
Hey!
Who is it?
It's Bangladesh.
Bangladesh! The Bangla boys will be mixing it up with Myanmar.
Nice.
Bangladesh in Group C. And finally, we should know, they will be joining Vietnam. And unless something has gone badly wrong, which is very possible, it'll be Brunei. But confirm that for us, Nitin.
Yes, that's right. Brunei.
Brunei then in Group D. So obviously the standout straight away is the fact that China will be playing Hong Kong in the group stages of the One Play Sports and VPG 2020 Asian Cup starting this Saturday. We are born on the 4th of July. Nitin, many thanks indeed. We now move on to the second batch of seeds, seeded 2 in this competition, Oman, Thailand, Jordan and Indonesia. And to draw the teams out of the second to top batch of seeds, can't have them doing the top ones, can we? Because they'll be playing for Singapore. It is The Rock. Give me the eyebrow, Rock. Love it. I can smell what you're cooking. Hopefully, it's by pulling the balls out of the second batch of seeds. Now, firstly, who'll be joining China and Hong Kong in that tasty-looking Group A? Give us a name.
Let's go, let's go.
Nice and thorough with his shaking around of his balls there.
All right. Ooh, joining Group A will be
Thailand. Sawadee Cup. Are they going to be saying cup and cop to you? They are with China and Hong Kong in Group A. Who's going to join South Korea and Taiwan in Group B, Rock?
Next up, we've got Jordan.
Jordan alongside South Korea and Taiwan. Now, I might be criticised for saying this. That's looking like perhaps the softest group so far, but I could be made to look very silly. Wouldn't be the first time. Next up in Group C, who's going to be with Myanmar and Bangladesh? Group A looking like the group of death at the moment.
Joining Myanmar and Bangladesh, we've got Oman.
Oman. Assalamu alaikum to our friends in Oman. They'll be with Myanmar and Bangladesh in the group stages. And again, last but by no means least, we should know who the next team out the drum is.
That would be
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
And it is Indonesia, who were very impressive at times in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. They'll fancy their chances, and of course they'll be rematching against Vietnam, who they faced just weeks ago in our C Nations Cup tournament. Many thanks to The Rock. You'll be seeing him, of course, in action live on One Play Sports when Singapore begin their group stage campaign. Who is Singapore going to play? We're about to find out, because the final batch of seeds are about to be pulled out. That's Kurdistan, the reigning world champions, Malaysia, the reigning One Play Sports C Nations Cup champions, Saudi Arabia, and Singapore. So we now need to find out where the top seeds will be playing their group football in this VPG 2020 Asian Cup. Delighted that the tournament director from the wildly successful One Play Sports C Nations Cup, Syed Yusuf, is with us. And Yusuf, can you give us a bit of a world exclusive here? You were the best tournament director I've ever seen in action across any sport during the 10 weeks of our first cycle of Pro Club action. Can you give us the exclusive that you will indeed be tournament director for the VPG Asian Cup coming to you live on One Play Sports starting this Saturday, July the 4th? Can you confirm that?
Yes, it will still be me, the same.
Brilliant. And can I just say, I mean, I don't want to start a bromance here, but the way you conducted yourself during that tournament, obviously you are Singaporean, there was no bias, you conducted yourself impeccably. Can you also say who you think should be favourites to win this competition? Who are you expecting to come out on top at the end of July?
I think in the C Nations Cup, I predicted Malaysia to win it.
All right, stop showing
So
off.
and I got it correctly, so I'm going to go with Malaysia again.
Oh, Malaysia to do the C Nations and Asian Nations double. Great. Well, let's see where Malaysia are going to play then. Give your balls a shake, and let's see who joins China, Hong Kong, and Thailand in Group A.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. How about that for a group? China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and Saudi Arabia in Group A. Who's joining South Korea, Taiwan, and Jordan in Group B? Yusuf?
There's a lot of K-pop fans. Singapore.
Singapore with South Korea, Taiwan, and Jordan. I think Singapore, Yusuf, will be happy with that draw, won't they?
Yep, definitely.
They certainly will be. So Singapore will be favourites to go through from that group. In Group C, Myanmar, Bangladesh, and Oman. We've only got Malaysia and Kurdistan left, and it will be Malaysia in Group C, which means the mere formality now of the world champions, and there's no question Group D is going to be the group of death. How about this, Yusuf? Vietnam, Brunei, Indonesia, and
Kurdistan.
I mean, that on paper, Yusuf, you'd have to agree, looks the most dangerous group.
Yep, Group D.
And just to confirm the format for everyone watching at home, is it just the group winners that go through, or the top two?
The top two will go through.
The top two will both go through. So in that Group D, you're expecting, I'm assuming, Kurdistan to progress alongside who? I mean, Vietnam, Brunei at times played well in the C Nations Cup, as did Indonesia. Who'll be favourites to join Kurdistan through to the knockout stage?
It is going to be challenging because I saw Brunei and Vietnam, they really worked really hard for this tournament. So it is going to be an open game. I mean, we can expect a surprise that Kurdistan might not even go through to the next round as well.
Wow, listen to that for a bit of excitement on the horizon. Maybe Kurdistan, the world champs, no good thing to get out of Group B. Yusuf, I look forward to your impeccable management of the upcoming 2020 VPG Asian Cup, and many thanks indeed. That's Syed Yusuf, our tournament director and head of Asia at VPG. Let's recap the groups for you. In Group A, it's China, Hong Kong, Thailand and Saudi Arabia. China and Hong Kong, boy does that one stand out like a sore thumb. It's going to be spice of the rivalry when they play in Group A. In Group B, South Korea, Taiwan, Jordan and Singapore. In Group C, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Oman and Malaysia. I think Singapore and Malaysia will both be happy with their draws. I don't think Kurdistan will be so pleased with what's awaiting them in Group D, where they'll take on Vietnam, Brunei and Indonesia. Many thanks to Jessel, to Nitin The Rock, and indeed our tournament director, Syed Yusuf, for helping us conduct the official draw for the upcoming VPG Asian Cup. And the great news, fans, is that you don't have to wait very long. The first match is underway this coming Saturday. That's the 4th of July. We're going to bring you 2 matches each night, 2 sets of matches. So we'll be with you from about 11 p.m. till 1 a.m. the next morning. That's Singapore time GMT +8. As I speak, Syed Yusuf, our tournament director, is frantically arranging the fixture schedule. So keep checking back to the One Play Sports esports page for all the very latest updates. Don't forget the One Play Mobile Legends Bang Bang Open is continuing as well. You can join us for the action there. Been thoroughly enjoying that. And make sure, more importantly, you're with us this coming Saturday, 11 p.m. Singapore time, for the first round of group matches in the VPG Asian Cup. It's Pro Club, baby, bigger and better than ever before. Stay safe.